And we got bananas in chat. That means that we're live on the twitch.tv/the Assumer, where we're streaming the Hermitcraft in the morning on the Saturday of the 12th of the Septembers. Geez, you know what day it was yesterday? Man, every year when I realise what day it is, it's always like, oh man, how many years has it been? Jeez. Spoilers. What are we gonna do here? I need a totem of undying. I got rid of mine earlier. I've, started my live stream and totally just immediately blanked. So that's really great. I know exactly where we're going, what we're doing, where we're heading to. They said there now. We've got Freak Burrito here for 31 months. Part Freak, part Burrito. Appreciate you. The one and only Spangleboo, who has inspired parts of our base. That's actually in the episode that isn't out yet. So more spoilers. Great. Spangle says, new shiny green face. I have evolved. Ah, yes, 36 months, 3 years. Emerald face in the chat. Thank you so much, Spangle. Appreciate it. We got Francesca, 13579 for 2 months. Never leaving. Awesome. You can leave if you want to, though. Spoilers mean that no one will watch your episode, says Unicorn Warrior. Don't say that. No. We've ruined all future videos. Honestly, Hermitcraft is love is such a good promotional stunt. A good promotional stunt? What? Hermitcraft is love. Why are people typing Hermitcraft is love? Anyway, what direction is it? It's this direction. Yeah, that's the direction. What do you mean you don't know what direction? You don't know what I'm talking about? Your video says love instead of live. Oh, okay. Oh, I made a typo by the sounds of it. Right, there we go. That's going back there. It's been used. You know, I'll let you do the math. There's a great way to prank Etho here. Which is like to just tip the scales and take the diamonds. No, I'm not going to do that. We've got a bed with us, we've got a bed and a head. Gonna wear the heads, gonna sleep in the bed. Then we're gonna be working on the moon biome stuff, right? Will you ever participate in MCC, says Pokemon. I don't know. Cannot see the future in that way. X, why did you decide to leave the Vanilla Tweaks team? Hypersnark, just read the announcement in the Discord. It's not a big deal, right? It's not like, oh my god, X has left Vanilla Tweaks. It's not a big deal. If you read my announcement, it all makes sense. So there is so much to do, and I don't know where I want to start today. I kind of want to take on this area. Like, there's a fair bit here. And I didn't initially want to flatten the land, but because the moon is mostly flat, I think we're going to do that. When we build a path through this area, you know, we've got these little craters. Maybe I'll put in some stone slabs to go through the craters. We can break up the glass, essentially. Yeah, let's actually mess about with that. I think that might not be a bad idea. So, if you're out of the loop, if you're out of the know, we've got a big old grind to do over here. And we're just continuing on with it, so we can chat about whatever you like. Moon is flat, says Mapley. That is a lie. The moon is a big ball floating in the sky, okay? How on earth could you suggest that it could possibly be flat? Will you make the Vanilla Tweaks video? Says the Kale. Yeah, I'm still making Vanilla Tweaks video. Okay, that's what we're over here for. That is what we're over here for. So, we'll first experiment with getting this path to work on a hill. So we're going to need glass, which we've got. And this one, I think, has the next materials that we need, which are those two. Obviously, we're going to need more than just that. Wow, we're out of the other stuff already. So I guess we need dyes, right? Let's go craft some more. You can put a jump boost beacon in the moon area of the shopping district. I've never had that suggestion before. Oh, I get that one so much. Miss Grimmy is here for 2 months. Haycon is here for 19. And Black White Blood is here with the Prime. Thank you so much for your tremendous support, peeps. It is appreciated. Don't tell me all that sand and gravel I brought the other day is gone. No way. No way, Jose. It just means I've got to travel back and get more. I should basically bring a full Shulker box each at this point. At this point, we're actually close to finishing everything, funnily enough. Did I get slabs? I did not get slabs. Have you tried mixing in clay blocks into the terrain? Yeah, we've tried that. What happened to your skin, says RJ? I changed it. We got Star Shadow Plays here with the Prime. Thank you so much. Can we get some spoilers, X? Says Aaron Aval. Spoiler alert! Spoiler alert! Oh, it's a block! It's been placed in the shopping area. A whole new block has been placed. Okay, the spoiler went away. Jeez. Excuse me. Why did you change your skin, says Stupid Car Guy? I'm gonna let everyone vote on what they want my skin to be. So I've just changed it back to the normal one for now. Okay, so let's oh god, you know what? We don't want these here, right? Oh, something interesting happened last night. Speaking of which, last night I did a live stream, okay? Playing Shapes.io. If you have not tuned in for Shapes.io, tune in tomorrow. This game is amazing. And we're having a blast. I was so torn. I was like, I really want to continue playing that, but I decided to stick to what I said I'd do, which is to play Hermitcraft, right? Okay, then... Look at me. I'm talking about one thing, then I start talking about another. So yeah, if you're around this kind of time tomorrow, most likely, I will be playing Shapes.io. You should definitely tune in and check it out. It is absolutely awesome. We're going to be doing some amazing stuff in that game. No doubt about it. No doubt about it. I feel like I was going to say something else as well, but whatever. Have you played any Among Us, says Kaiser? You know, before I got streaming, I saw in my recommendations was Ninja, a name we probably all know. Back on Twitch now after the whole. Actually, why did he get let off of? I can't remember the details. What happened all of a sudden? Oh no, he went to Mixer, right? Not YouTube. I was thinking he was on YouTube. He went to Mixer, and then, you know, they folded on Mixer, and so he was free to go back to Twitch, right? I think that's how it happened. Anyway, so I thought, oh, I'll tune in and see what's going on here, and man, I'm not a big into streaming culture, right? Like, I stream and enjoy doing this, but I don't really watch other people stream, okay? It's not my thing. And I do not get it. I do not get watching people play games when they're not even talking about us. So that Among Us, my first impression of it was, don't know what's going on, doesn't look particularly interesting, and no one's talking while they're playing. So I was just like, that's my impression of that game right now, you know? When are you going to add the mod of Long Never Portals, says Birdian. Oh, we added it and then removed it, so we're not adding it back. Okay, so we're going to continue doing what we're doing here, since it seems to work. I think I'm going to make this bit a little wider. So we'll go to 4 wide just there. So, what do you think, peeps? Like, it'd be nice to have glass slabs. We don't have glass slabs, but I don't think that's so bad. Then in this space over here, we can have more terrain like so, right? And I've got big plans for this right here. Big plans. Let me tell you that. My inventory is going to get full up so quick. Alright, yeah, that was the other thing I was going to talk about, okay? So, after my Shapes.io live stream, I went and looked for someone else to raid. There was a name, a face, that I recognised. Urlaf. Although that's just off of memory. If I went and read their name again, I'll probably learn that my immediate impression is terribly wrong. Turns out they're a developer over at Mojang, so that's where I kind of like knew the name from, right? And I got to ask them a couple of questions, and it was actually really insightful. And it feels like Mojang are very obviously aware of inventory management issues, but it sounds like they've thought it through as well, because I suggested a couple of things, and the answers he gave were really interesting. You know, it kind of gave me the impression that Mojang have probably thought about this more than we think. And it also got me thinking about making changes to the inventory again. I've suggested plenty of things, most of which are rather drastic as to how to fix and change the problem with inventory management. But one thing I think we potentially do need is a bit of a bigger inventory space, because like even when you're just using shulker boxes, you end up filling stuff because there's so many different types of items. It's so easy to get clogged with like lots of little items. But it got me thinking a lot, and I think it might be smart to add in some slots around the crafting area here with like ender pearls. Like have an ender pearl button. Maybe you could even do it for tools. Like maybe you could have a tool button that just, you know, activates your tool as opposed to it being in the hotbar. Because as he pointed out, if you're like, hey, we've got this inventory management issue, let's add more inventory space, more hotbar slots. You essentially are still tackling with the same dynamic of the amount of items and the amount of space. And it might seem like it's a good idea to do, but it's not going to fix the problem in the long run, especially if you want to add a lot more items to the game, which they probably will do with time, right? So that just got me thinking a little different. Like it might be smart just to move things that you want to keep in your inventory into like some designated space, like firework rockets. Maybe have them as like a hotkey. But then you're adding loads of hotkeys around the ones you're already using. So it's a lot of give and take. And I don't think they're going to end up doing something drastic. And I can't help but feel that what you really need to do is go, this is 10 years old. Let's rethink the entire thing. Because then loads of people are going to have an opinion about it and moan and shout, and people don't like change. That's what will happen. But anyway, it was a really interesting stream to tune into and get a little bit of insight into what Mojang are doing. Okay, so over here, let's go and put blocks around the sides. And then we've got to do something similar over in this space, I guess. Should probably come back and do some carpets as well. You see, the variety of blocks that you're building with, that's the issue. If you want to build and decorate areas, you need more than 9 blocks, and then you end up just juggling so much stuff it becomes a bit of a headache, right? Especially when you got factors like light sources to consider. You know, that if you want to put lights in the area, then all of a sudden you've got to be managing a bunch of light sources. You should use walls, says Basalt. I do not see how walls would be relevant at all with what we're doing. It's not part of the palette. It doesn't help with the stairs. I'm not really sure why we should be using walls. Unless you mean wall. Well, you spelt walls, so... Anyway, noises in the ear. We got Star Shadow Plays here with a Prime subscription. Thank you so much. We have Lizzie Bess here for 41 months. Hope you're well. Love the streams. Your job has gotten so busy that you can't catch any. Well, you know, always look on the bright side, right? You got a job. In these times, a lot of people have lost work. So, you know, I try and look for the bright side of things, right? But thank you so much for the support. I appreciate it. And glad to have viewers for today. We got Matchy3107 says, oh my god, your old skin. I know, right? It's been so long. It's been criminal. It's been so long. I really hope Decked Out will be picked up and enjoyed by the Hermits. We'll see, says YTG. Well, I am itching to play it, and to be frank, like, I am blown away by the amount of effort Tango's put into it. I watched his explanation video this morning, and I just thought, this is phenomenal. This is absolutely phenomenal. And I'm gonna stand here for a little bit. We'll get the Ravager eyes in the shot. There we go. I'm gonna drink some tea. It's absolutely phenomenal. But the building palette down there, I was thinking, this place looks gorgeous. Like, I was thinking about starting another base instead of waiting for another season. And I was kind of leaning towards like a dark undergroundy type base. And I was looking at his block palette and it's like, now I can't get that out of my head when I think of this idea. Sammy J92 is here, gifting 2 subs to Riff Rap and Despina321. Thank you so much for those gifted subs. Very kind of you to do so, supporting our community. Das Dodo 93 is here for 9 months, Twitch baby right there. Thank you for supporting me with the Prime. Appreciate you doing that. No problem if you don't have time to watch. That's fine by me. Ghost Rider 14058 is here for 4 months. A Dum 85 here for 22, and Quanny Void, probably saying that wrong, for 2 months. It's 3:18 AM. Should really sleep. As humans, we need to be able to function correctly. Some people never sleep, and it's celebrated. I believe you've tuned into my streams before, and you are kicking off a discussion that I like to talk about. It is called Sleep Machizo. Okay, I might be saying Machizo wrong, but Machizo is that whole kind of like tough guy, kind of like, yeah, 2 hours of sleep, ready to go, right? My friends, the science is in. Matthew Walker and the Science of Sleep, his book. You know, as humans, once we have less than like 7 hours of sleep, we will cognitively and physically not be functioning optimally, and that is measurable very consistently. So anyone who's like, oh yeah, I'm fine with 5 or 6 hours of sleep, you're going to be a poor judge of if you're actually fine or not by having less sleep. And I was always someone who just instinctively kind of like wanted a lot of sleep, and definitely at times neglected a good sleep schedule or pattern. But hearing that guy's like podcast and book and hearing him talking about it really kind of made me take it seriously. And man, it makes a huge difference to take your sleep seriously. We can't be having this. We can't be having... No! No. It's going to spread out here, isn't it? Oh. Surprise T says, just try any FPS game where you have to aim. You'll notice the performance difference depending on your sleep. Yeah, that's probably a really practical way for many people to try and test, isn't it? FPS games are like a kind of pretty obvious and easy way to see how your performance adjusts. So yeah, anyway, I am, you know, I'm all about that discipline, that sleep schedule. Started listening to an audiobook today because I noticed that I had accumulated a fair few Audible credits, so I'd cancelled my subscription after buying a bunch of books so that I could enjoy those and then activate it again. One of them was Atomic Habits. I listened to a podcast about this book, put it on the hot list and thought, yeah, maybe I'll give that a try one day. I'm really glad I did. Even though I heard it already on the podcast, it really feels good to go back over that information because it's so valuable and really kind of like drill it in a bit more. Do you know what will probably look good here actually? Having a bit of a staggered layout. Let's mess around here. Let's mess about. Anyway, that book is about how you form habits, how you look at your life and your life's trajectory through the actions that you take on a day-to-day basis, and how you can choose to make, you know, small changes today, but when you do them every day, they become big changes in the long run. And I feel like I've actually like already done that, and then been on that journey and seen those things happen, and now it's just like reinforcing it, like reinforcing the principles so that you can apply it to anything, right? It's about figuring out like where are your priorities and how do they become what you want them to be in the long run. I feel like I need to kind of reevaluate everything that I'm doing and just frame it in that way right now. Have you read Tiny Habits by BJ Fobb? I have not, but it's called Atomic Habits, and atomic is tiny, so like it's probably on the same sort of topic, right? You should talk to other hermits within the Pink Road to help. Oh no, I'm fine with it. I asked to just do this section by myself, right? Like when I split this up with Cub, I was like, Cub, I don't want to do the whole thing. I want to do this bit over here. Is that cool? And he was like, you do that bit, I do this bit. And hey, once we're done with all of this, maybe I can help out with what he's doing. But for now... Right, we need to get white concrete up in here, right? And I feel like maybe we could utilize more of this space to make it look interesting. It's everywhere! It's everywhere! What is this? This is disgusting. Oh, I did not clean up after myself properly, clearly. Ugh. Ugly. Ugly, ugly mycelium. So once again, the inventory is full. I think maybe like looking to mod it for a little bit in inspiration with inventory management ain't the worst idea. Shulker boxes are fantastic, but now maybe we need some sort of automation with shulker boxes. Now, I'm thinking literally like items magicking their way into the shulker box. Doesn't feel very vanilla. What would be a way to like scale down an idea like that and have it so that maybe your shulker boxes are able to accumulate, so when you pick up items, they go straight into the shulker box in your inventory? I really like the sound of that. Like, what if you just had a magic shulker box, okay? And if you wanted to automatically fill it up, you just had to have a stack. So, if you had a stack of white concrete, nothing would come into here, right? Imagine this is the only thing in the whole thing, right? But let's say we do that, right? The next piece of white concrete goes into that slot. Then the next bunch go into this one. So imagine they're both full. And then that's it. It can't fill up anymore. So if you want to fill up the whole shulker box, you come in here and you do that. And you leave it in your inventory and then it all fills up. That sounds pretty good to me. That sounds like a pretty good idea. Just off the top of my head there. Wouldn't you say? I think it sounds pretty good. Is it in your offhand? No, just in your inventory. Like, it's like an upgraded shulker box. It's in your inventory. And if you pick up an item, it will go there first if there is a way, like a space for it, right? So if there's an empty slot, it doesn't go there. Because then the items you put in become the filter for it. It doesn't pick up single items that don't stack, but, you know, it would be about picking up dirt and grass and stone that you just continuously accumulate when you work on areas. Yeah, it could be pretty good. Armored Monkey's here for 28 months. Thank you so much, dude. Dockers Forever is here subscribing. So is Dante Redeye for 8 months. And Joy T90 is here for the cheers and the bits saying, hey, Suma, been watching you lately a ton. Loving your content. By the way, you pronouncing my username wrong. I imagine it my name like this. Joy T90. I think I actually said it right that time, right? But thank you for the cheers and bits, and I apologise for the butchering of the name. Enchanted shulker boxes. Yeah. I think it's a great idea. I think it's a great idea. I might even... I've wanted to make like a suggestions video for a long time, just because... You know, putting really good ideas out there is a good idea, I think. But that feels worthy. That really feels worthy of that sort of, you know, a video that idea does. So that's got me thinking now, what other things would I mix with that? Because you can't just show the one idea on its own. It's got to be like a few ideas together, I think. And this right here, that will be our little border. Ha! To this spot. And then we can keep on moving up. So I feel like that actually works. You know, having a bit of stone here. I'm good with it. I'm easy with it. Awesome. Kaylin55 says, I've been a subscriber on your YouTube channel. I think 800 to 900k subs. Incredible. That's a long time. Jilangle is here with some cheers and bits. Thank you so much. Appreciate your support. No message of that one, but I appreciate the support nonetheless. So, you got me thinking about something there. Going back to the atomic habits, I was kind of like relating it to my experience on YouTube a little bit in my mind, thinking about how all these small decisions early on and the consistency just stacked up over time. And I realized that based on the way that some people talk to YouTubers and talk about wanting to be a YouTuber, kind of made me realize I think some people don't have like an idea or a vision of what your subscriber count can mean in terms of hard work and time and effort. Like, see, some people talk about it as if it's something that can just land on your lap, which it can't. You have to actually do a lot of work for it. So there's these very, like, you know, big channels out there, and even small channels. It's not always just about the size you have now, but when you see content, it's like, can you see the effort that goes into it as well? Is that visible to all of y'all? Because if you've been around my channel since 800 to 900,000 subscribers, then you've seen a trajectory of growth, and you've seen what it takes to make that happen, because there's videos constantly, right? But if you just turn up one day, you might not realize, like, hey, there's like history. I think the idea of that, I'm looking at chat and more people are talking about the enchanted shulker box. I think the idea of enchanting it so it has its own enchantment is great, and it kind of makes sense. You enchant it with something special, and then it becomes like a Hoover, like it sucks things into it. I really don't think that's the worst idea ever. You got to work for your views and subs. I have 6 subs. I streamed a couple nights ago and I got no viewers, says Sammy J92. When it comes to streaming, I had the easy way through there, because have I done this wrong? I have, haven't I? Because I had grown on YouTube in order to facilitate that, and when I started growing on YouTube, it was certainly possibly a little bit of an easier environment to get going in. The thing with streaming or YouTube is that you have to get something to like get you started. You have to catch the flame or something. You know, that sounds kind of elegant, right? But you gotta spark the fire and get going. And that can be the toughest thing. It's just to get noticed, because there's so much going on out there. But then when you do get noticed and you get going, then, you know, then you do that grind. Then you just keep going and going and going. And you don't stop. You know, and you get to take a break eventually, but there's definitely a period on YouTube. You know, there's a lot of talk about content creators taking breaks and stuff. You can't really take a break when you're getting started, though. That's one thing that should be said in all of those conversations, is like, you can't be like, oh, you know, I got to 1,000 subs in a month, I'm taking a break. That's probably going to be killer. Thiralol is here for 38 months. Thank you so much, Thira. Appreciate it. What do you think about my overworld boss idea, X? Says TGG. Got no idea what it is. And we got a sub bomb. It's Mr. J. Sorry, it's MJR Dunn. I always want to say Mr. MJR Dunn. Thank you for 10 gifted subs supporting our community. Scruffy Nerfer, Thomas to Space, DTJ Kosh, Cryotic Evil, Gout Wok 99, Oh Wifey, Boppis, The Best Dancing Frog, Vexler, Fisherman Real. Thank you all for tuning in. You've all been gifted subs by MJR. Thank you again for supporting this community. It is appreciated. Right, out comes all of this at this level. And then after that, I don't think we need to do too much ripping out stuff work. Right, let's stay on the topic. I kind of want to flesh out this idea a little bit, right? Okay, so enchanted shulker boxes. I'm actually going to make a note. So we can have the vacuum enchanted shulker box. Now, where you get that enchantment from is an opportunity to add something very special to the game. Maybe we make it a very rare, powerful thing. Maybe you're only going to have 1 or 2 of them. So you go take your vacuum shulker box and you go and move it into, you know, your junk chest and bring it back. Like, it's not every shulker box now has this amazing enchantment on it, right? You got to earn it. You got to work for it a bit. But what other enchantments could help? What other problems do we have not sure. Let's see what chat says. A rare book that you find, says JJB. I think it'd be better if there were like a new boss mob that they were adding. And, you know, you make it non-farmable, very challenging. Maybe it costs a lot of stuff to summon it. So, you know, Psycraft will always figure out a way to automate stuff. But for the average player, it needs to be something you work really hard for, I think. Even the average hermit, right, has got to work super hard for it. By the way, I think we need to go... let's put the white stuff in there. I think we need to go get some more sand and gravel now. Maybe more slots. I like the sound of that. That's a great suggestion. So you could have one enchantment that, you know, doubles the space. So it's like opening a double chest. One to make it a vacuum, which I think is incredibly useful. I really think that could be done ever so well. And maybe we think about what this means when it's not in the player's inventory. Like, does it have any application out there in just the physical Minecraft world? I'd say probably best for it not to. Because Minecraft's got a lot of automated features now. And I think adding too many more might end up making some tasks, like in terms of automation, just a bit over the top easy. Okay, how many we got in here? We'll take that much then. Gonna need it for the next bit. What do you mean by vacuum, says Entity Dark? Okay, so the vacuum, I'll explain it one more time. And we need a partially filled inventory to just use our imagination. Let's say this shulker box is inside of my inventory. If I pick up gravel, it's going to go into that slot until it fills up. But that's it. Then it starts going into my inventory. So if I've done this, the gravel can come in and slowly fill up these slots. And if there's none in here, then it can't go inside the shulker box that has the vacuum enchantment. That's essentially the idea. So it allows you to create a filter of whatever you want to automatically go into that shulker box. And it will go in until it's full. So when you're out there mining dirt and grass and mycelium and it starts clogging up your inventory, it's actually going straight into that shulker box now. Or maybe you've got multiple shulker boxes. Oh, I already had the dye on me. Oh, well, that was a waste of coming over here, I guess. Now, some of you saying like Dank Null and modded. Yeah, kind of like that. But I'm thinking about it purely from a vanilla perspective. Ben Hopper says, basically a hopper shulker in your inventory. Kind of, yeah. Except it doesn't, like I said, it only picks it up when there's space to go in, right? I think being able to put shulker boxes inside of shulker boxes doesn't make much sense. It's a very oddly overpowered way of doing things, and it would be kind of a pain to constantly unpack lots of shulker boxes over and over again, right? Right, if you haven't figured out what I'm doing, by the way, I'm actually trying to shape the path where it's going to go a little bit. Which is why you'll see me just switching between materials a bit. Being able to access them without placing them would be helpful. Yeah, so like maybe if you hover over it, you pick it up. If you right click, you pick it up. Like maybe there's a way to just open it from your inventory. That's another suggestion I think's fair. But I ultimately I think that one's probably the least meaningful so far, because it's kind of like an interesting shortcut that alleviates a little bit of your time, but it's not a problem solver in my opinion. This is like decidedly come close over here, and I think actually doesn't really need to be coming too close to this kind of spot here. Oh. Okay, let's rip out all of this and bring the path around here. Just do it in little chunks is easy. Oh, it'd be so good, because look, now I'm picking andesite up and stone, and they could have just gone straight into the shulker box. And the other thing is, like, if you haven't configured it yet, right, your inventory fills up, you pull out that shulker box, and everything you need to be going into that shulker box is kind of in your inventory. It's kind of like, you know, if you're in a different biome, if you're picking up different blocks, the clutter is there for you to then go and set up the filter. We got Toaster Waffles 1324 here for 4 months, and Dub IGK for 17. Thank you for your tremendous support. Appreciate it. Something like a spectral arrow glow so you can find ones you have lost. I think losing items isn't like it's not like the game shoves losing items at you, like, you know, like it's designed in a way where you're gonna lose the items, right? That's a bit more of a management issue on behalf of the player, I'd say. We need to think about like what things are inherently like just baked into the game. One of them just feels like too many items, not enough space. But picking up the clutter, that I just think it's such a great idea, because it's always the clutter. Everyone knows that experience of just like, oh, I just keep, you know, I want to rip this mountain out and place in different blocks, but I just keep filling up my inventory with stuff, right? Feels like such a good solution. Enchantment gives it a function that's maybe not too powerful because it just resides on the player. A netherite shulker box so it doesn't burn in fire. It's alright, but again, it's kind of like an avoidable thing. Like, your shulker boxes are not burning in fire all the time. Thinking about more, like, what are the baked-in problems that we can address? I mean, we can make things more powerful, we can make them blast resistant, but, you know, shulker boxes don't really sort of encounter blasts on a regular basis, do they? We need glass and dye again, I think. That's where we're at. And hopefully I've got... should have some bone meal about. We've got a lot of this stuff. And look at these chest monsters appearing. And then we make some of that stuff. Good. And then we head back over to where we were a second ago. Jaden says, can we just talk about how amazing this song is? It deserves appreciation. It's an incredible song, right? It's an incredible song. Ender Shulkers, same colour, same content. Well, that isn't really any different. You're talking about individual ender chests now. You're saying like you can make more than one ender chest. So that's like a universal ender chest. That's very modded. You know what? I'm going to write the idea down. Because I think if I were to make a little video with a bunch of suggestions, I think it's worth mentioning it. I can't help but feel that it's the sort of idea that wouldn't make it into the game, but it's potentially just... oh, look at this. We had loads of this stuff over here. It's potentially worth just mentioning anyway, because Mojang have been really friendly on the automation front recently. Like, they've added in a lot of stuff that makes automation easier. And so that would allow you to link items, you know, from one place to another very easily. Maybe you don't let them interact with hoppers as a compromise, but like, this means you could have a pair of shulker boxes and you could put one in each base. That's another point, actually. Like, how would you link them together? Can you have 3 shulker boxes all looking at the same inventory? Probably needs a little bit more thinking through, really, doesn't it? They can add a new toolbar like in Factorio, says Afar Architode. Yeah, listening to the stream yesterday, they, Olaf, as I'm currently calling him, kind of explained it in a really clever way, which is like, you're not actually taking the root cause on when you're like, add more space. So if we add more space in the inventory here, it's just a matter of time before that becomes insufficient as well. If you add more hotbar space, It's just a matter of time before it comes in sufficient. I still think you could do those things. You could make the hotbar 11 wide instead of 9, perhaps, and it wouldn't be the worst thing ever. But you're not kind of getting at the root cause, essentially, is the idea. Okay, where are we going here? This is where glass goes on top of it. So we'll bring it out to this spot here. Large ender chest. It would certainly help if the ender chest size was doubled. No doubt about it. But although, you know, what I said a minute ago just applies again, the ender chest is incredibly useful when you put shulker boxes in it. So being able to put more shulker boxes in it, I mean, that is quite significant in terms of inventory management, because you're able to take a lot more things around with you that are available just by putting down your ender chest. So that's a good one too, I think. I don't think using a shulker box as a way to store XP and use it again makes much sense. The way mending and XP is balanced in this game is extremely easy. It's not something that's in need of attention, in my opinion. Oh yeah, didn't we do this with like slabs? I need to rethink this a little bit then. So step down is gonna actually be where these are. Like that. Which means these ones here can just be something else, I think? No. No, they need to be visible. Because the next bit of glass is going to be all the way around here. Okay, I'm going to change that one. By the way, speaking of song appreciation, here's another great song. I love this one, Bigfoot. Okay, like that. And I'll even... no, that doesn't look right, does it? Because this is all lower. Yeah, so that totally works. Okay, so our path is now, you know, coming around the corner. It's going to dip down and go underneath the... this whole thing, which is totally in the way, right? Try to mix andesite in with the stone slabs, says Rantanol. That is a great suggestion. Also, MRNS92 is here for 7 months. We've got Bloodstone 101 for 5 months. Enjoying the season so far. Loving the moon-based theme. Thank you. Thank you for the lovely message. Appreciate it. Puffster Plays MC is gifting a sub to Mr. Measley. Thank you for supporting our community, dude. Appreciate it. Ender Pearl Shulker Box? Well, what I described a moment ago would be similar, right? You could set up a filter and have all your Ender Pearls go into it. You can give it a use. You can turn it into an Ender Pearl one if that's what you want it to exclusively have. I feel like what I want to do here is put that there. Okay, and then where's our slabs at? Yeah, something like that. Okay, and then the next bit of the path is going to be down here. No. Yeah? Yeah. It's a little bit confusing making paths sometimes. Or maybe it's probably just me. It's just me being a derp, isn't it? And then we'll make that our next bit. Yeah, that'll work. Make it stack a bigger number or have more storage enchantment on your armor, maybe. I think making stacks a bigger number is a pretty fair idea, but probably kind of radical for most people. Which is a shame, really, because it could totally work, in my opinion. Get carpet down here. Haven't done that in a while. And then... yeah, kind of like that. Now that is a good path right there. I feel like this could be over by one. Right, and then we want it to drop down again. Just like that. And then it means we're ripping it out of this level. Oof, look at this. We're running out of land. Now, if I come out here... okay, we can see where the ocean kind of ends a bit. So as long as I'm on the mushroom-filled shore, things should be good. In theory. And I'm also technically standing like a block over from where I'm placing these. There you go, lukewarm ocean. So let's bring that back a couple of blocks, which is important because I'm actually going to put blocks over the edge here as well. Okay, we'll keep turning it back in. And we're probably goodish again. Oh, and now we've kind of reached that spot. Alright. We'll have it like so then. Right, dirt will fill in the rest of this. Golden God Nick is here for 6 months. How are you this fine morning? I'm good, thanks for asking, dude. Maybe stack size is a server setting. So you can set it from 64, 128, 256. I don't think it makes sense. I think like stack size should be universal. So if they do decide to change it, it needs to be on a bit more of a consensus. What's going on over here? It needs to be consistent. I feel like that might mess with what we're doing a little bit. It's sort of going to go down to go up again. So that's where I'm currently making it. So maybe I'll just rip out some of this. There's less of a crater now, more of a path. What about having multiple tabs of inventory somehow, says Temple? That's an interesting idea, yeah. I think just the Shulker box enchantment, right? We've got 2 that I would go for. Which would be the vacuum and the double inventory space. Maybe open from inventory as another enchantment, but I feel like that one is a bit unnecessary. We're not hurting for it. Okay, so as I fill in what I'm doing here, basically I'm going to try and do as much as I can and leave in the beacon over here. So we'll start off by filling in these bits. And then I guess we'll have to head down below. Because then, underneath here, there will actually be everything we need there to be. Okay, then that's going to be the path on that side. On this side, we'll add a little bit of bump there. It's going to come close to the edge, unless we put more blocks up here. I think that's going to work. I think that's going to be our path. The moon has water, says the intense banana. Doesn't the moon actually have water? Like frozen in rocks underneath the surface or something? Okay, round here we need to have a bit of this going on. Yeah, that'll probably do. And then down here, just drag that across. Ha. And then for the edges here, I'm not sure if I can place this stuff directly in. Although I think I've got some of the concrete somewhere, actually. It might just be up here. I thought I had it in a shulker box. Got any more shulker boxes on me? No. I could have swore I had. This one. This is the one I thought it was in. Because it had iron bars. So no, I don't. Okay, anyway, it doesn't matter. Just down here. Just going to pop in and give it a try. So I can put these ones in, right? No problems. Where's the powder at? So what happens when I put that there? You're going to stay there? Yeah, excellent. And then put in some wool. There's some powder. Kind of sweet, right? Pretty awesome. We got a noise in the ear. It's DubIGK with Cheers and Bits saying, what about a shulker that you could place blocks from directly? So the other ability of the Danknull modded, maybe the vacuum and place enchantments can be mutually exclusive. That's a good idea. So rather than having, oh man, so you could replace a stack of an item with a shulker box. That directly tackles the two things that we struggle with, right? We struggle with things coming into our inventory and getting cluttered up. Okay, the other thing we struggle with is constantly juggling all these different types of item. And, you know, like when you run out of a stack, you've got to get another one. That's not really the problem, though. The problem is, the problem itself is more just the amount that you have to juggle. But yeah, maybe you could be holding a shulker box, but when you look at it in your hand, it actually shows you the first item inside of it. And when you right click, it will place it out of the shulker box. That's super cool. That's super cool. Now, once you get through one stack, then it might change to a different item. But you could either chalk that down to the player figuring that out themselves, or it's one item per shulker box. Alright, so enchanted shulker box placer. I love that idea. That's terrific. I really feel like those are some ideas that take this thing head on right there. What a productive stream. Am I out of wool now? Is that really the last of my wool? It feels like it is. Also, we need to make some andesite slabs. Can't forget about that one. I guess I've got to go get more wool, right? Should we take the long way there for once, you know? We don't go flying enough sometimes. Look at that place. Look at it. It's incredible. LOL Gamers 89 is here with the Prime. DubIGK, thank you again for the cheers and bits and the suggestion. Just reverse the vacuum to push shulker from shulker to inventory, says Nefarious George. Not sure how that would work because it's a block. Like, what happens? You put it in your inventory and it starts moving all the items in? That seems a bit odd to me. What about an armor enchant that means you have a 3x3 crafting grid in your inventory? I would like that, to be honest. I'm sick of getting the crafting bench out to make something and then putting it away again. I really feel that that element could be streamlined. Again, it's probably the fear to change such a classic element of the game, right? But, you know, maybe if it's something you work for, it makes sense. Like, after you've gotten a bunch of enchantments, you just have it in your inventory. Okay, I'm just going to take as much as will fit, because I didn't really think about that, did I? The beautiful bases which are built by beautiful hermits, says Larix. Well, thank you for that lovely message. Yeah, it's really awesome to just, like, fly and see all this stuff pop into existence, right? Quality of life would be the crafting table to retain what's inside of it instead of returning to items to inventory. Yeah, they could totally do that. There's a modded thing, but it's a good modded thing, isn't it? I also feel like then I would utilise the crafting block more, because I would have like a layout of them and leave items or things inside of them. Was that an exclusive preview, says Leonard? Yeah, it probably was. Whatever you saw. Spartan Master 120 is here for 7 months, saying thanks X for all the laughs and fun times. Thank you for your support, dude. Appreciate it. Well, we got a couple of really great ideas out of that, but I think we'll move on now. Just looking at chat, there's some of the same ideas coming around again, so we've probably exhausted the topic a little bit, right? Okay, then over here, yeah, we're just going to follow that. It's very intense music for just, you know, calmly placing blocks over here. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me if all of a sudden I was being chased by an ender dragon. Oh, emergency mute, add to sneeze. Oh, had to let that one out. Actually, it feels like this is blatantly going to go around further. I kind of thought, hey, we're getting close to the pink wall, let's leave it. But it's going to come around at least to about there, isn't it? So, you know, the edge of this biome that we're creating is sort of where I'm putting blocks right now. Look, some of the mycelium's getting out. It's disgusting. Oh, it makes me sick. There we go. Alright. Okay, let's put a bit more carpet in here. And don't tell me we're out. Oh, we still got a bit. You should incorporate mycelium into the moonscape. I don't think that would work. The moon isn't ugly purple, is it? And over here, except that don't work. Hey, we've still got loads more. That's good. That is good in the hood, homie. And it's dark again. We got Tin Free back with the Prime and CT Cuba HD. Thank you for your subscriptions. Appreciate it. Monday, another video, says Goski Hi. Yeah, that's right. If you saw my announcement video, I did say I was thinking of releasing it earlier, but no. I need to stick to this schedule, otherwise I'm just going to make more work for myself. Okay. So, the transition over here, I don't know. I look at this and I think, it's a shame this wasn't facing the other way, like... I spoke to Tango, he was just going to leave it like this. I really feel like we need to build something here to further emphasize the entrance. Like, At first I was thinking some terrain around it, like terracotta, which I think I might still go with. Because I don't think Tango's going to do anything. But maybe we build like a platform, like a walking area directly around this, and then tie it into the land a little bit. Because as it currently stands, like you see the back of it, I don't know, it just feels like as an entrance, this could have been, I don't know, like if it were facing forward, I mean the stairs are where they are, right, to get down, which is a bit awkward to change, but unless, I don't know, unless, like, let's have a look. Like, if you flip this around, I could, don't know how much Tango wants his stuff messed with, but, like, maybe, oh, look, you can actually get in there. Maybe you could have a balcony, so you walk in the entrance here, then you go around to the side, and then you come in here, you know? I'll talk to Tango about it a bit, because I really feel like you want to walk up and see the front of the face to get the decked out. Because otherwise you go close to it and you don't really see the big face. The transition from moonscape to mindscape is going to be interesting. Is Unbound, yeah. The other option is if we do flip it around, it might look good on the moon, you know. We might make the moon just take up this area here and use this as like a big barrier. Also, wait, why is that cow on a boat? Also, what are these signs? Okay. Why did I think you were going to be named? You probably just wandered in here, didn't you? Get out of here, cow! I don't know why I killed it. That was really quite mean, wasn't it? You know, just wrecked that poor thing. All it did was exist. Anyway, let's continue with the project. There's a bit down here that we got distracted from. And we're going to have to fill it all up, but carefully, because I need to get in there and do this. We got more? We still got more. Brilliant. That's good. Ooh, I'm going a bit too ham here. Bit too ham. Apparently we got 3,000 peeps watching. Thank you everyone for tuning in today. Hope you're enjoying the project. I won't lie to you, we're going to be doing this most of the stream. I don't really have much else planned. There's just so much stuff to do over here. It's just one big, massive grind. And we're going to keep grinding it out. But for now, I feel like I'm kind of done with my path building. And I've run out of glass. So we shall turn our attention, I think, to the hardest part of all, which is going to be this bit here. I've got a beautiful vision of what to do, but it's going to be kind of tricky to execute. One thing, unfortunately, Iskal's plot over here, you know, he went around and brought a bunch of random plots. Kind of in the way now, so I've got an idea that I wanted to do here. Let's actually just bring this. No, hang on. What I want to do is put in a river and a little bridge. And that bridge could probably connect to the barge. Which has been filled with roses. It's been filled with roses. So somewhere around here, this actually needs to then go in that direction. Right, yeah, I'm seeing this path come together now, so it needs to be more like that. I actually feel like that. I'm going to put it back a little bit further. It's probably this bit here that just needs to get pushed out a bit. So what I'm going to do, that being said, I need to think through my ideas a bit more. Because I've got a vision. Let's put in Let's make this thing 4 wide. And then from there to there, it can be like part of a transition. And I know exactly what I want to do here. I just don't know what's the best way. Let's go make some more glass. Still need to pay tax, to pay dues to remove that barrier, says Gun, I recall. I mean, Grian does. It's his shop. Ooh, that might be something good to mix in. Let's get rid of some of this light grey for a second. Okay, I can make a stack of light grey glass. Nope, not like that. I also need some blue, and of course, I'm blue and dabba dee dabba da and dabba dee. I actually hate this song. I don't like that one. We need some blue dye. What was I saying? TMCA scare. Oh dear. How many do we need? Like 4? Dudes, I got a crafting bench over here, bruv. Don't look like it. Geez. Right. Now we can make the glass that is blue. That might not... Why am I making so little of it? I just have this instinct all the time of like, don't make more than you need, and then I make hardly anything. Okay, so over here, it's going to go like that. Except I didn't do the bit below. I didn't do the bit below yet, so I'll dig it out to remind myself, but we won't do it just a second. Aeroplane. Helicopter, maybe, actually, I'm not sure. Don't know if you can even hear that. It's loud. So then here, what we're going to do is actually, yeah, we can kind of like mix it in and about a bit. That'll do. I was thinking like blue for the water, essentially. Right, and then eventually on the other side it just ends up being all blue. Oh, it's one higher than that. And I've kind of come quite close to that as well. Or maybe we'll make it like a little bit of a step up. It's really hard to know what to do here, because I don't know what's going to be built on the opposite side. But that was essentially my idea. What we can do is remove those buttons and have some steps that come up to here. And then I want to do something with this area, so unfortunately a scout. We're going to have to refund him at some point. This right here is going to be a river coming from up the top there, and it's going to allow me to like transform the border between the two areas, right? And then basically all of this here becomes a river leading to that area is essentially the idea. That's the gist of it. We got Jordan Manning, 2001, subscribing with the Amazon Prime. Thank you ever so much, Jordan. Appreciate it. Hope you're entertained. Hope you're enjoying the stream. Let's put down some blocks down here, right? That's what we need to be doing. And then fill in the glass. So yeah, now there's that, right? You can come over here. This feels really wide, this middle bit now. But we'll leave it. If I actually know, I want to just change 2 blocks here for some reason. Whoops. Don't know, I feel like that makes a tiny bit of difference somehow. And I also feel like, you know, bringing the blue back here, not quite feeling that actually. I kind of feel like maybe just having a bit more of a regular transition ain't so bad. the sign kind of works a little bit. Let's put it something like that. And then you walk across the water and then you're over on this side. Essentially something like that I'm considering. So then we've got to bring a river through, so it's like, that's what you're doing. Yeah. Okay. Let's start with just a couple more blocks here. And the shape of this is actually pretty good already, I'd say, for what I'm looking for. So we can start to work on this. As for that path, again, like everything's being renovated, so I'm not entirely sure what's going to happen on the opposite side. Double Entanton. Double Entanton is here with the Prime. Thank you so much. Appreciate it. Ulraf is here saying, hey X of the Sumo, how you doing today? Thanks for yesterday. It was awesome chatting about game design with you. Dude, today we had some monumental ideas that I cannot wait to tell you about. So I'm going to tell you about it right now. We've been chatting, going back and forth with the stream, and I came up with an idea, and then one of our viewers, Dub IGK, came up with an idea to complement it. So I'm going to explain these two ideas again, because I think they're pretty well considered of what vanilla Minecraft is, and they tend to address, in one way or another, two of the bigger issues, right? So we're talking about enchanted shulker boxes, essentially. Let's just throw all the junk in here. And we'll use a shulker box as an example as well. Yeah, that'll do. Dyes go over there. So here's the idea, right? 2 enchantments, and potentially a couple more that you can put on shulker boxes, right? And these would probably be mostly rare. One would be more common than the other. This first one I think should be kind of rare. It's the vacuum enchantment, right? So, when a shulker box is in your inventory, it can have priority over what items go into your inventory or into the shulker box. Now, the way it would work is it doesn't put items into empty slots. It puts items into slots that have room for more. It won't put items in if there's a full stack. So, imagine... Actually, just imagine this is the shulker box, this little space right here. Okay, it's fully empty right now, so nothing ever goes into it. If I put in a full stack, nothing will go into it. But if I put in space like that, items will start to go into it when you pick them up. Now, what this addresses is that when you're like out and about digging, like we've been doing here, you just start to pick up loads of the same material that are in that area. Start getting dirt, grass, mycelium, stone, andesite, and you chuck them into a shulker box anyway. But then when you pick that shulker box back up, if you drag out the stacks like that, then it can just start to fill it up automatically while it's in your inventory. Feels like it kind of addresses the clogging up of the inventory issue and leaves you using the shulker box in a relatively similar way to how you already do. So that was one idea, the vacuum enchantment. The other one was the placer enchantment. So this means you enchant the shulker box as a placer, and then when you hold it, whatever item is in the first slot, it appears as in your hand. So you would see this block rather than that block. And then you can just continuously place out of the shulker box. And so when you have those issues of like juggling stacks of items and moving things around, you can kind of have a lot more in one shulker box at once. And that idea, I think, is like not quite as elegant as the first one, but it's kind of an interesting way to bring in more functionality to shulker boxes, which are incredibly powerful and awesome. There are a few other suggestions as well, like having an enchantment that makes it like a ender chest, an enchantment that gives it double the slots, and an enchantment that could allow you to open it from the inventory, which, although it sounds good, it's like a minor inconvenience to do that, so it kind of feels a bit pointless, that one. But yeah, those were the ideas. Vacuum sorter shulker, interesting for when you are branch mining as well. Yes, like a miner backpack, but way more vanilla. I like it. Not sure about doing it with enchants. Your message has gone off the screen right there. Also, Grace, welcome to the stream. Yeah, it doesn't have to be enchantments, does it? Essentially, however you do it, I think it should be a end game thing. So either it's an endgame thing because you get an enchanted book and that's the only way to get it, or you have to upgrade it with some sort of item that is rare and only available at the end of the game. But definitely an endgame thing for me. Okay. Anyway, we need to kind of like focus on what we're doing again, because this next bit is going to be tricky without some proper concentration. Let's just do the little slabs job quickly, because that was a great suggestion. One that I very much like. So yeah, anyway, that's what we were brainstorming. Thought about upgrading it in the smithing table maybe, like netherite, but a different item could be interesting. Yeah, that would totally be cool. I mean, at the end of the day, enchanting or... That's one thing to say though, like, if you upgrade it, does it appear with an enchantment? Because we all understand enchantments change the item, and you want some signifying way of knowing your shulker box is the one with that thing. So that's why I guess sort of gravitated to enchanting. But like, whatever it is that enables you to have that functionality, I think it's more about what comes before it. Like, did you have to go to this place and do this cool challenge to get that item? That's the way I'd look at it. If that item ends up being a book, so you enchant it, that's fine. If it's an item you combine in the smithing table, also fine. I just think it shouldn't be something like, oh, you craft a bunch of diamond blocks and get this new item, you know, like, because it's not difficult to get a bunch of diamond blocks. Still need a use for bats, says Lewis Kroger. Bats are there to annoy you. Don't you know this? Jeez. Don't you know this already? That's where my light grey was. Okay. Right, I don't think I've got the terraforming box sorted out. This looks like remnants of potentially some of that. So we need to accumulate the right materials. I'm going to use this box over here for now. And then stuff that's kind of junk for now, just throw elsewhere. Oh, what's that? This is going to have some of what we need. Slabs, stone, bit of light grey wool going to need. Let's pick it up. Pick it up, put it down. Change your rocks to moon rocks, says Flanagan. I was thinking about doing that, but it just felt a little bit pointless. Until I think of a way to display it that I think looks really cool, I'll probably leave it alone. Might need a bit of gravel. Gravel, gravel, gravel. Oh yeah, those are my ideas that I put down, so mostly useless stuff in there. Someone's been buying it. Twisted Bubbles says your rock shop is one of the coolest shops. Thank you. Glad you like it. I'm all out of andesite. That's worrying. That is worrying. Oh yeah, wait, where have I put it? In my inventory? So we're missing cobble. I mean, that's not enough cobble. We've got plenty over here. Still placing coral ferns, says Monster J. Yeah, totally. I mean, the problem with what I'm doing is I'm not doing it all at once because the inventory gets so cluttered. So once I got the path finished, then I'll do a pass with some of the other details that we put in. That is the more inefficient way to do it, right? I can't be bothered. I'm just going to do it that way. Right, there's some of those. There's some of these. And that's probably not enough of them, is it? Okay, so that's cobble sorted out. We want stone stairs, stone slabs, which we've got. And then it's kind of managing the andesite, which we don't have a lot of. We want slabs, we want stairs. Feels criminal now to make andesite stairs over here, so we'll hold on to it. We're going to need far more than just this, though, I've got a feeling. What about bigger crafting tables for bigger recipes, says Rangster. That's not very appealing to me. I don't think that's the charm of Minecraft. Crafting's kind of fun to learn and get used to, and it's like a nice little thing that you do, but it's not the core of the game in my eyes. It's not the core of the game at all. Okay, so here comes another challenge in Minecraft, right? All I want to do is place a variety of blocks to make it look good. I don't want to keep switching them around here, which I'm probably going to end up doing anyway. But this is where having, like, I think, like an ender pearl slot and an ender pearl button and a food slot and a food button might come in useful in the long run, because they're things that you just have to throw into your inventory and use and then throw back out again, like firework rockets. I love the idea of having a dedicated slot and then a button on your keyboard for that. Oraf, if you're still there, and I apologise if I'm butchering your name, we've been talking about this all morning, or all stream, just going on about inventory update management ideas, basically. I mean, when I first started talking about this, I had these crazy ideas like bringing in carpenter's blocks and just having one block type and a hotkey that changes the shape when you place it. So a slab would cost the same as a full block, but then you wouldn't have to have a slab of stair and a cobblestone wall. But I don't think that's very vanilla or intuitive for some players. But those were kind of like the first bunch of ideas we were coming up with, because we discussed this stuff a lot. Yeah, so here we go. We need to start shaping up a cliffside over here. It's going to be crazy to do, but we'll do it a few blocks at a time. When you get started, it's kind of hard to picture the final outcome, right? But I guess we're looking for like a steady rise, is how I describe it. So maybe actually we keep that in mind a little bit more here. Yeah, and then let's go back a block. Maybe a little bit of cobble over here. We had a little bit down the front. Okay, and then over here I think we're going to go... Don't want to go straight into a wall, but it's going to get steeper. I just got to focus. Ultra Pang is here with the Prime. And Oraf in chat says it's nice to see separate people reach the same conclusion. We thought about a carpenter light thing as well. One block for stairs and stuff, but it's not the right solution for vanilla. Yes, yeah. It is actually, yeah. Seeing... I mean, that's a good sign, isn't it? Multiple people thinking it through and then realising, nah, that's not quite right. Yeah, what do you think though about like ripping out the entire thing and starting? I think you actually said that yesterday, that like, just the way I look at it is people are just probably not going to accept it. But I've seen other block placing games. I think Creativerse was one of them, and they've just like, you know, completely reinvented the whole idea of managing items, and it shows you that this system is kind of a bit dated, of having space and 9 slots. Like, there is potentially something smarter out there that could be done. Let's put some blocks together like this, right? Okay, and then in front of it, stone stairs. Really need some andesite stairs in here. I've got stone stairs twice. Where's andesite then? Oh, I didn't make any. Well, that explains a lot. Dirt skeleton and then cover... Oh, I get what you're saying now. I thought like a dirt skeleton, like some new mob you suggested. Alright, so make a skeletal shape out of dirt and then... Yeah, I tend not to do that. That's something Scar does. In this specific instance that we're doing right now, I actually really don't think that's the way I would do it. But there are times when doing the stone thing first is good. Ulraf in chat talking about invisible item frames. We actually have invisible item frames on here already. I want to show without breaking something. It shouldn't. I don't know if I'm going to be able to put them back in the correct way. Should be able to, shouldn't I? Right. So just come over here. Trigger invisible item frame. It made the bed disappear. Bed is actually still there. Fascinating. It changes the offset. Oh, goodness me. I really thought I wasn't going to break anything drastic here. But it changes the offset. I didn't know that. When you do that, though, it pops it back out. and then it immediately reverts back. And that's just a data pack. Pretty cool, right? What do you think about movable tile entities and auto crafting, says Dark Bandit? I'm not entirely sold on those things. Mainly, like, from one perspective, because the complexity kind of overtakes my ability, so it's less appealing, but also, you know, like, automation might seem like a great thing, but the more you give away to automate, the less accessible simple automation sort of becomes, right? Like, you can make it all too easy for the end game player, and then therefore more difficult for the novice player. So in my mind, it's one of those things where you need to strike a balance, and the balance has actually kind of recently gone like a bit more in favor of automation than I would have expected. Can't gravel be used? There's a lot of it there in your space. I could throw in a little bit of gravel. It's just where? Where am I going to put it in? Also, I'm building this up very kind of like just from the side at the moment. We do need to address that this is going to come forward as well. Put a block of andesite right there. And then I want my river to actually go down into this space. I'll probably put sand under it to make it look good. Let's put a bit of shape in here, right? That can all be sand. Would it be sand again? Would it be sand all the way down? Maybe I should do that next, just put in all the sand, which I don't think I've got a lot of. Pretty sure I ain't got a lot of sand here. We'll go grab what we can. Well, that is not the correct box. Yikes. Let's go back to the base. I'm going to go through the portal this time. How do you see what's inside the shulker box in your inventory, says Adams. Oh, that's a mod. Oh, which by the way, is amazing. That I would love to see in vanilla. Just saying. I know there's some good arguments to keep it the way it is, especially if you make mini games like, you know, you can create functionality out of only being able to see the first few items, but that's not really a survival thing. That's like a being creative inside the game thing. But I love that we can just look into the shulker boxes. It's just super convenient. Can't live without it. Cutblex says, I haven't been able to catch up with the HC World. What's been happening? Well, you know, shenanigans, buildings, the usual. Tango's made, you know, an entire game inside the game called Decked Out, which is just incredible. Right, to finish this project, I think we're going to take with us a box of that, box of this, basically. Fellas Moon, welcome to the stream. Good to have you with us. Oh, the squiddies! Get out of here, suckers. Right. Oh yes, they changed portal code in 1.16.2, and it messed up my portal big time. That wasn't elegant. Alright. Let's go place some sand. And here is a moment where my inventory is about to get filled up with junk, which could go straight into a shulker box, which would be amazing, because then I would keep all the items I actually want in my inventory. Okay. Yeah. Gotta make sure we get all the right blocks here. I feel like this is going to be important to tell the story of the river a little bit more. You know, that it is sand. Just makes it more obvious, right? So now we're going to come in here and rip that out. Replace that with this. And here's a point. A little bit of depth is always important. So don't just make it one block. Like that. Width is another thing too. So we'll go make this a little slimmer, I think, on both sides, actually. So it kind of spreads out just to the bottom there. And then... need to go up by 1. Ah, now I am actually going to have to fill all this in, because that's all we're working with. I think I'll make it go a bit wider here for a moment. How do you feel about vertical slabs, says Sleesh. Have you seen walls? Walls are practically like a way to give the illusion of vertical slabs. Okay, I like that this is a little bit lower right now than that stuff, but because of like erosion, but we don't want it to always be like that, I think. Okay, now we're on to dirt. And the width hasn't changed in a little bit, so let's now make it like that. Not bad, not bad. And then maybe make it 4 wide just about here. So by doing that, we've kind of given ourselves the shape in which to build to, at least on this side. And that's kind of helpful, I think. Yeah, this is going to work. This is going to work, I think. So let's start to change the shapes up just over here a little bit. Because we're building for 2 sides now. And this is where we need to sleep in a bed. Eva says, what's your relationship with Vanilla Tweaks now? I'm just no longer part of the team. It's all good. Don't worry about it. There's no drama or anything like that. I've just stepped down and I'm going to continue to cover them on my channel. Right. Might as well fill in these gaps, actually. Kind of makes it easier to look at once you do that as well. You kind of know where the blocks you're going to place will do their thing. I feel like we need the slabs. The slabs, they're here. Alright, looking good. I never get to catch Bisuma live, only on the second time here on the live stream, says the AVX Nation. Well, welcome to the live stream, dude. Irene Fool says the music's really good today. It's Frank Lapacki. Music from the Command & Conquer soundtracks, which I play rather often. It's kind of like my peaceful, always just mellows me out kind of music. It always puts me in a good space. I love it. That kind of works. Maybe a bit of that, maybe a bit of a slab here. Put a bit of cobble in now, right? So that, on this side, is looking good. It should look alright on the other one, I hope. And it's just going to get bigger and bigger all the way up to there is essentially the idea. And then we do something similar on the other side. Add some coal ore occasionally, says Minecraft. I think I'll come back and do that later. Feels easier just to focus on a smaller set of blocks to begin with. And then come in and put in like more varietous detail later on. Plus, you don't want coal like always scattered like periodically. It might just make sense to put a bunch of it in one little spot. Hey, am I out of stone? Do you want to add water, says Picky? I do want to add water. I could actually start adding some of it right now. We got Devil Bend Band here for 2 months saying, hey X, catch up for a jam if you ever get down under. Thank you so much, dude. Appreciate it. Right, oh, I love this bit. The music. I'm actually going to need that. Stone. We came here for stone. I forgot already. And a site. We need that. Hey, look. This was the one. This was the chest I was looking for with the... look at that. Look at all those slabs. That's what it was for. It was for this job right here. Well, we shall be able to continue with it nice and easy then. I feel like I was coming back here for something else as well, but who knows. I'm not worrying about being super proficient or anything like that. Just need to get this done. Because we've got to do all of this over here. Or maybe actually, maybe I'll build it a structure. Yeah, I might bring this up to a spot and then have like something with stone bricks. Because man, like doing this all the way up there, that's going to be crazy, right? It's going to be cray-cray. I'm not a master at this like Scar is, you know. Scar just does it accidentally, you know, just oh well, I can't get a good view. I want to prove my point. And I don't want to put fireworks in my inventory. Oh, you know what I'm on about, that stuff over there, look, just accidental masterpiece. Actually, if we look at it, he's put a lot less detail in than I would have suspected. I'm not sure if I should be doing that here or not now, because you're closer to this when you come by it. Maybe we'll try and keep the more detailed rocky stuff higher up, right? In which case, let's just focus on that for a minute and see how we feel about that as a transition. Right, somewhere around here, this stuff's going to get ripped out. Going to bring it all up by one. Okay, so there we'll make that some stairs. Oh, I'll put that there now instead. Yeah, maybe it's not so bad to get more of this in, just up around this sort of height. Okay, what about a slab? A slab there, slab here. Oh yeah, it's good to do that as well, just pull it over. Start building upwards on the next block, right? That kind of helps with the slope. So now when we drop down here, that's pretty good. That didn't take me long to do either. And then here it looks a bit messy. Which I don't mind down the bottom, but I think we need to get it just a little bit more consistent overall. I'm just going to make a couple of little changes here and there, right? I feel like that doesn't work. Yeah, neither does that really. And maybe just take out, leave a little bit of cobble here. That's kind of better now. That's more like what we're looking for in this area. Okay, so now the water on the opposite side. Let's come back to that again. So, what am I going to put underneath it? Stone is pretty much what I'm using everywhere. That's too high. Gonna need that sand again. So I'm not sure if it should really be actually that close. I don't feel right. So give it that distance. So there's like a bit of shape going on here. Okay, and taking a cue from that. So we're going to end up with like stuff over here, right? Just like that. And we'll do it properly later on. It does actually help just to put in guidelines and stuff, doesn't it? Helps a lot. Okay, it's going to get steeper now. We're going to follow the gradient a fair bit. And wider as well, maybe? Obscuring says, so Hermitstream weekend is next weekend. That is correct. If you're wondering why I'm not using the shovel, it's because then, you know what I gotta do. I gotta swap things around in my inventory again. Why did he remove the portal data pack? Was it buggy, says Learn with Val. No, we just all kind of agreed that, you know, one or two people didn't like it because it's not vanilla, and that's kind of our rule, really. Like, with adding extra stuff into the game, is we don't want to have people not liking it, and so if it's not really necessary, then we don't use it. Yeah, it's coming together well. It's coming together well. I kind of like following this at the moment, just... I guess it kind of takes a bit of the decision out of it, right? So then somewhere around here, the idea is that the water comes from like a source. I was originally thinking from underneath this thing, but I feel like we need to beef this up a little bit so it looks more interesting. I mean, I'm helping the competition here, literally. So maybe our source of water is actually like somewhere here. So if we just put some blocks around here, just so we kind of understand where we're at. So our source of water could be back here. I think what I'm going to do is put it in this spot. You'll see how. I don't have a bucket of water on me. That's one of the things I was supposed to grab over here, was some ice. But I didn't grab the ice. Look at this inventory. I need some sort of enchanted shulker box going on here to pick up the items. Don't forget you're using cobblestone X. I'll use a little bit of cobble here and there. Okay, seeds away, put the wall away. What are we after? Ice. You almost failed me, brain, but then all of a sudden you told me the answer. Put random stone button that does absolutely nothing on the cliff. Yeah, we do things in passes, right? Like, otherwise I'll be forever juggling items. So we're doing this stuff first, and then we'll put other details on it later. That's what I'm doing all over the place. And this reminds me that in order to have this thing functional, I will probably need to do that. I mean, I shouldn't be putting in the water permanently just yet, really, is the idea, but it's kind of what we're doing now, so this will keep it all contained. Sort of. I think. There's still bits here and there, isn't there? Okay, so then up here... Oh, whoopsie. Brain farts! Yeah, that's kind of what I want it to look like, right? Yeah, I've got a feeling I might have gone a little bit early on this. I also want it to go into that space, which it can do. Oh, no, that's not the way to do it. Hey, look at that! Looky at my bookie. There we go. There you are. Same issue there again, right. Right, that's good. And we're gonna go sleep in a bed. Okay, don't want to miss any bits, but I think we're good to now. Yep, all filled in, all filled in. Okay, there was one over here that I didn't hit. It's probably going to break everything, so I'm just going to do that. There is, in fact, that can probably go there as well. Okay, let's go sleep in a bed and see this in daytime, you know? Is this for the road building competition, says Dark Spark. It is indeed, yeah, it is indeed. I mean, I put a heck of a lot of effort. I've not just built a road, I've transformed an entire area. That looks great so far. I mean, even with that janky side sort of as is, this is exactly what I was looking for so far. I mean, still got a ways to go with little details and stuff. Kind of see a few over here already that I feel like need a bit of this and that. Actually, this probably wants to get a little bit higher around here. Let's go put in some stone. Yeah, because it's going to get higher over here, basically. Where be me andesite? There it be. Yar, me matey. Okay. Got blocks here that I don't need. Okay, so until I do more on that side, that's kind of good there. I feel like, though, this top area should be more of a cave. How's that going to look, though, like? How it kind of dangle over. And then have a bit of the top elevated. Do I have stone slabs? Got lots of andesite slabs now. There's the stone ones. So, you see the shape now. Yeah, that's better. That's more like it. Let's put another one there. And have that come across. And somewhere over here, more stone. Yeah, I mean, that's building up really well at the moment. I like this a lot. Bam, we got a noise in the air. Who be there? That's good. That's what I'm looking for. Got to change out the blocks at the back there. Maybe a few leaves here and there as well eventually. Assault tank is here for 41 months. What's blue and smells like red paint? Blue paint. Changed all my passwords to Kenny. Now I'll have a Kenny logins. Kenny logins? Am I saying something? Kenny logins. I don't get it, but Assault Tank, we know your username, we know your password. What are you doing? Also, Novella to Twitch. Thank you ever so much for the Prime and Fluffy Pancakes, 1MC. Appreciate the Prime subscription. Thank you. The musician, Kenny Loggins. Not heard of Kenny Loggins. Kenny G. Heard of Kenny G. With that smooth jazz. Danger Zone? I've never heard of it. Peeps, I mean, you know, the internet is a big place. There are lots of songs all over it. I can't have heard of all the songs. I might have heard a lot of them, but not all of them. So yeah, this path is going to be redundant. I just need to chat with Cub about like where the edge of that is really going to be. So I think I'm going to leave it like that because yeah, I just need to establish more what's going on with Cub first for that part. Then we've got like this watery bridge, but I think now that we've got the waterfall in here, it's probably going to make more sense to actually build something that perhaps embraces a little bit of spruce, like actually have a bridge as opposed to just glass. It doesn't feel like that is conceptualized as well. What can we chuck into here that's junk? Oh, that'll do. Yeah, look at that, right. Oh boy, I kind of know what I want to do next. Just keep building upwards, what I want to do. Let's actually go and rip out like a bunch more of this stuff here then. I feel like we're at that point where we should tidy up our shulker boxes as well, right? So this one will be designated all things transforming the landscape. Maybe I should start to rename shulker boxes more, right? And dye them as well. Let's give it some dye. And where me anvil's at? Where me anvil's at? That's not how that works. I do know how to use a shulker box, thank you. Ah! I died! Oh, whatever. Give up. I officially give up at Minecraft. I'm terrible. I don't have any XP. Are you going to participate in Decked Out? Absolutely. I need to speak to Tango about that build. I think, like, rotating it and rebuilding the entrance a little, great idea. I'd do that for him. And then make sure Decked Out has a beautiful entrance, right? I feel like that needs to be done. Why are there derp faces in chat? What is a derp anyway? It's just some way for y'all to harass me, isn't it? Bunch of harassers. Jeez. Where are we at? Where are we at? Let's keep all of our items over here. Okay, so empty shulker box. Shulker box full of gravel. Didn't I just pick one up full of sand? There it is. Landscaping shulker box. Good. So what about stuff that goes back into the ender chest? That's what we'll do next. Tools and valuables. Dyes. Ha! Technically, I don't really need to do that. That's like a habit from sorting systems, right? When we used to pop back in like season 5 and season 6, just load it into that big old sort system. We're missing one. Oh, I see. Okay, so these are all just stuff we've been lugging around with us for a while. Cool. We're gonna leave the leave this thing here. That's for sure. Leave the old beacon. We got a donation here. Noise in the ear from a salt tank, saying if you seriously don't know Kenny Loggins, try Heaven Helps the Man First. It's a great song. Also, most people are shocked when they find out how bad I am as an electrician. That's a great one. That's a great one. Right. Copy paste. Going on to my little notes. Thank you for the suggestion. I'll check it out. Appreciate it. X, do you think there is room for YouTube for new Minecraft channels to grow? Of course there is. Of course there is. But I think what you probably got to do as a Minecraft channel is do something no one else is doing these days. Of the big ones that have popped up recently, they're kind of doing things that other people hadn't done that way before. Oh wow, this is actually like looking at the guts of the shop over here. Interesting. But as I said, I think we're going to like beef up the base of their shop a little bit so it looks more interesting as it gets integrated. Oh, look at this disgusting mycelium. It's awful. I feel ill just being around it. Okay. Let's rip it all out. Rip it all out, shake it all about. So yes, a lot of this space right here is basically going to become a part of the cliff that we're building. And that is why we're getting rid of a bunch of it. Woof! Gotta love that instant mine, right? I think that'll do. I think that'll do. Yep, plenty of space. It, you know, it actually looks a bit ugly now. I've ripped that out, but it's only temporary, right? It's only temporary. Let's go chuck this in here. All ready for some more building. Naruto Midora says, is Decked Out open? It's not at the moment. Could we get an update to Redstone Dust? Maybe an upgrade to make it for more resources, say like wiring or tubing? I don't know. I don't know if we can get that. Alright, my friends. We're going to wrap up the stream here. Peeps, before you leave, be sure to hit the follow button. There's over 3,000 of you here. Thank you for tuning in, everyone. Hope you've enjoyed it. Be sure to come back tomorrow, similar time of day. I'm going to be streaming Shapes.io. This game is amazing, and we're going to do some really cool stuff in it. Now, currently, no one I know is streaming, so I'm going to go pick out a random Minecraft channel that appears to be English with less than 100 viewers, and someone is doing a 48-hour stream with no sleep. Well, that deserves a raid, although you know what I think about sleep. Alright, my friends, thank you to everyone who subscribed, resubscribed, donated and cheered. As always, I appreciate all of your support here and hope you had a great time. This will be uploaded to the second channel. You're now capable of hitting raid in chat. And yeah, don't forget to hit follow as well. Thank you, peeps. Take care. Bye-bye.